You're about to enter a different radio dimension. A dimension that will change your life. Not necessarily for the better, but it will be changed. Local rock music, beer, women, sports. They may all sound simple enough, but if there's anyone who can complicate it, it's these guys. Welcome and enjoy your stay with Spano's Big Radio Show.
Look, I know the supernatural is something that isn't supposed to happen, but it does happen.
All right, welcome to the show. Huge show this week. We are joined by a very special guest we've been pumping all week long. Ladies and gentlemen, from you know him well, 103.1 The Buzz, Ross Mahoney.
I like to, first of all say thanks for having me on the show. And as Donald Trump would call it, huge.
Yeah, I don't pronounce the H.
No, he doesn't pronounce it either. Huge.
So we'll be talking to you throughout the show about your experiences, at the Buzz, what went down at the Buzz, and some just cool stuff behind the scenes that people might not know.
Yeah.
Goat, you're back.
Yes, I am back.
That's great. I have a co-host. He's here every other week.
I've missed 3 shows. I don't even think my microphone's turned on now.
I don't think it is either.
We got a caller, Styles.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. Styles, you there?
Good. I just wanted to give a shout-out to my boy Ross.
Hey, thanks a lot, Styles. Styles and I went to high school together, actually.
Very nice.
John I. Leonard.
Hey, Styles, what was Ross like in high school?
Oh, he was a good guy. He was Good Morning announcer.
Were you? You were that guy?
I was the guy that used to call the football games and the wrestling matches, and I would host the pep rallies when, the deans were out of town and stuff.
Awesome. Pretty cool. So you got your chops in high school.
Yeah, I started freshman year calling basketball. I kind of made fun of the guy that was calling the basketball game, the freshman basketball game, and I told the coach I could do better than him, and he goes, all right, put your money where your mouth is.
Very nice.
I took his job.
Into it.
I took his job.
All right, Styles, thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Ross. We'll stay in touch.
Appreciate it, Styles.
Yep.
Thanks.
Ross is going to be with us for the entire show. If you want to call him, it's 1-888-565-1470. If you want to, ask him a question or wish him good luck, and we'll get into where he's going in just a minute. But the holidays are here, so it's time to get a little festive, and how else are you going to do that? What? Let's get some DMX.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. You go down in history.
What? You know the beard, if you checked our Facebook, Spano's Big Radio Show on Facebook, you will see that he is sporting a Buddy the Elf costume this evening.
Yes, he is. It is fantastic, too.
So
It's disturbing.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, but not nearly as disturbing as the bikini. That was 10 times worse.
We'll have to see how the night turns out.
This stunt could end up more disturbing. The look is not quite as disturbing.
Okay, agreed. Anyway, Noah the Elf, as we'll affectionately call him tonight, is out with Scotty C in a public place. Should we tell him what the plan is? I guess so. We have Scotty C's Hanukkah dreidel here, and Ross.
Yes.
Since Ross Mahoney is here with us, he is going to do the honors when we decide to do it. Yes, he will spin the dreidel. There are 4 sides. We have 4 stunts.
Yes.
That Noah the Elf will have to perform.
Do we want to go over the stunts now, or do we want to wait?
I don't think we read them out until they roll.
Cool. Works for me.
And then at the end of the night, he's out as Buddy the Elf. He's spreading the holiday joy, and he's bearing gifts.
So he will be bestowing gifts upon the listeners.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Out in public.
Or even people who aren't listening. It's just somebody who's out there.
Oh, and Scotty C is a video recording it.
Yes.
So that's going to be exciting.
So-and-so's here from...
Okay, Dennis from the Sweet Escape. Hey, buddy.
Oh.
What's up? How long is it going to take you to tune up? Because we're live here.
We're good.
You good to go?
Good.
All right, you guys get ready.
Start singing.
Tune up.
He's like, all right.
How about a couple minutes? You tune up and give us a couple minutes, come in, and then jam it out.
All right.
All right, cool. Dennis from the Sweet Escape.
Nice.
They just opened for Sum 41 in Orlando.
That's
Nice.
very cool.
That is very cool. Ross Mahoney here from 103.1 The Buzz fame. This is the biggest question from Buzz listeners. When they ask me, they know I worked there for a little bit, so I'm sure you've gotten it 10 times over. What went down at the Buzz?
What went down pretty much was the last year or so, rock stations all over the country seem to be dying, and the buzz really outlasted quite a few of them. And, at the end of 2010, 93 Rock went away. And, it's just happened a lot in South Florida with Zeta and 93 Rock. And then, people were kind of looking at the buzz, and maybe at the end of 2010, CBS Radio did a perceptual study, and they surveyed, I think it was 500 white kids that listen, to rock music, in Palm Beach County. They did a perceptual study, and they decided that they should change the direction of the buzz, which was always a very successful alternative radio station, and make it go in the active rock direction, where it play a lot more Godsmack, play some Zeppelin, play some AC/DC and Guns N' Roses, which are great bands. Nobody can, argue the success of those bands, but the problem is that people didn't come to the buzz to find those bands. They had them on, other classic rock radio stations, or, just from knowing those bands forever. So, the last year, the buzz kind of changed directions musically, and we had a guy in New York City, a suit, telling us what we needed to be doing and trying to model us after some radio station in Seattle, and, didn't quite understand that the buzz should be playing artists like Incubus and Sublime and 311, who are, core artists to the buzz.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happened was, with the recession and advertisers just stopped spending money on a radio station that's kind of losing its focus musically.
You sort of taint the brand
right.
as well.
Yeah, and then the last year, it just, it was a financial fallout, basically, and you could have great ratings, but if you're not making money, it's a business at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you own a restaurant and people don't come in, even if you have the best food, if people don't come in, you're going to close your doors. And that's basically what happened to the buzz. The buzz stopped making money, and as a business, it became unsuccessful, and unfortunately, they pulled the plug without notice.
Okay.
Well, that's something a lot of people don't know in regards to radio in general. Like you were talking about, like, you have to make money.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is you have to make money with a radio station like that, because a lot of people don't realize the amount that a radio station pays in fees
mm-hmm.
to the record labels in order to play that music.
Right.
Like, it is a lot of money that a radio station owes just in order to play this music that's either BMI or ASCAP. So you have to make that money. If you're not going to be able to recoup it and you're paying that money to play the music, mm-hmm. it's a loss. It's pointless.
I was always told the buzz always made good money. And then I think the last 2 years, I think they said that the buzz was actually hemorrhaging money every month. So.
Well, it's a shame. A lot of fans here in South Florida and definitely in Palm Beach County grew up with the buzz.
Sure.
It was part of the life. It was part of who they were, to a point.
Mm-hmm.
And especially you. How many years did you put in at the buzz?
I was there for 16 years.
And was that the entire lifespan of the buzz, or
shortly after? The buzz signed on July 3rd of 1995, and I started there March of 1996.
Okay.
John O'Connell and Jason Davis were there a little bit longer than I was, but it was a big part of my life, and I grew up with it too, and that was, the reason why I went straight into radio was I fell in love with that radio station and wanted to be a part of it so bad. And the bake sale became even, to a point bigger than the radio station.
Nope, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. But we have Dennis from the Sweet Escape, and you were talking about the buzz coming in at 95, and that was really when a new era of rock was blossoming.
Mm-hmm.
Just unstoppably, like a huge force.
That was when the grunge movement was really
grunge
hitting its stride.
Bands were coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, they had just kind of the bands like Nirvana and a lot of those Seattle bands were coming out with their second wave of albums, and then you were getting the post grunge bands that were starting to explode, like Bush.
Absolutely, and Godsmack and all those. What was it like being a young broadcaster, a young DJ or jock, as we
mm-hmm.
call it in the business, working at an upstart rock station in South Florida at such a vibrant time in rock?
It was exciting because everything we did was new and exciting and fresh. I mean, you can get on the air and it would be, I was doing overnights. It would be 4 a.m. and I would, say crazy things and the phones would just light up. And, that's exciting. That people, they're hanging on your word because they trust you musically, what you're going to give them, and it was the buzz went through so many stages of music where, like in 97, ska was so big. And, everything we played seemed to be the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones or Real Big Fish or something like that, So it was exciting, just to be a part of something so big. You know, a lot of great publications, New Times and CityLink. They were, you know, writing about everything we did. All of our events had tons of people there. So, you know, we had a really young morning show that was really starting to take the market by storm too. So it was exciting, a very exciting time.
Okay, you started out overnights. We're going to talk a little bit later where you went to from there at the Buzz and the success of the Buzz. Right now, we got Dennis and your guitar player. What's your name, sir? Ricardo from the Sweet Escape. They're playing tonight at Archie's with Phantom Mime and the Vaughn. And right now, they're going to rock out an acoustic tune.
You want to have them come right up here?
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure we can get them on Ustream, too.
Okay, so they'll use our two mics?
Yeah.
Okay. And just go ahead and intro it before you start. So.
All right, guys. This song is called Tough Times for the first line. You can't ignore it. Opinions are how we used to be. Thank you.
All right.
Good job, man. You guys need to get to Archie's West and see these guys tonight. It'll be a good show.
Well done.
Take it from me.
You got it backwards. You got it backwards there, buddy.
You got the camera backwards.
We can see your stomach. Yay!
Dennis, you guys just played with Sum 41 in Orlando?
Yep.
What was that like?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The crowd was wild.
Mm-hmm.
They were all excited to see Sum 41.
That's got to be a cool feeling, though, when you know, I mean, you can kind of win over an audience. You know they're there to see Sum 41, but, you know, you get an opportunity like that to really, you know, show off your talents.
Everyone was there, like, really was supportive of Sum 41. I think, like, after the show, they were all coming up, and they were really, like, seeming like they would be, like, real dedicated fans. Sum 41's been around for a long time, too.
Sure.
Do we have Noah the Elf and Scotty C on the phone?
Hey, we're here. How you doing?
Is that okay? That's our field correspondent, Hanukkah Scotty C. And Noah the Elf, who's dressed up as Buddy the Elf out in public. Scotty, you want to tell us where you are?
Outside of Walmart in Coconut Creek.
Oh, my God.
Hey!
Walmart?
Yes, Walmart.
Oh, this is going to be crazy.
Let me guess, 20
on already, and I'm capturing it on camera.
Let me guess. Does it actually appear that Noah the Elf fits in? Like he doesn't look out of the ordinary?
Really? He's only had one person give him a dirty look the entire time. You know, we've been here a good 20 minutes.
Leave it to Walmart.
You could just go to Walmart with a video camera and no radio stunt and videotape people,
There's
and it's
a
total
reason
comedy.
People of Walmart is a website.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, are we ready to do our first dreidel roll?
Yeah,
Scotty, you ready?
Get it, Ross.
All right, let's
Noah, wait.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, come on.
I'm Jewish, and I still don't know how to spin the dreidel. Okay,
All right, now there's 4 sides to the dreidel, and there's 4 stunts. So whatever side it lands on, Noah the Elf will have to perform this stunt.
All right.
Here we go.
All
3.
right, number 3.
3.
Number 3. Scotty, are you listening?
We're here.
Okay. Noah the Elf has to get 10 hugs in 1 minute.
Ooh.
He's got to hold on. I got to get the stopwatch out.
He's got to hug
You
10.
have to get 10 hugs in a minute.
All right. Tell me when he's ready to go, and I'll hit the start.
All right, we're heading into the Walmart right now.
Oh, you're going
Let's
inside.
go inside.
We're going
even
inside.
Do they still have old people
Are you
greeting
ready?
you at Walmart?
I don't think so.
That'd be an easy
All
hug
right.
right there. You guys ready? Clock has started. We got 60 seconds.
Noah is searching.
He's got to run. Has he gotten any?
Maybe. Oh, we got one.
He's got 9 more in 35
How much time we
seconds.
got left?
35 seconds. Tell him to hurry up.
35 seconds.
I wouldn't want to hug him.
Don't ask. Just do it.
go hug.
We got 2 hugs.
2!
25 seconds. 25 seconds.
Oh, and another shot down.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. 7 more to go.
Come on, Noah.
Just tell him to go to the front line and just start
Oh, we
hugging
gotta
people.
Don't
15 seconds.
Don't help him out.
15 seconds. This isn't looking good.
10 seconds.
There's a man on a motorized cart. I think we should try that.
He's defenseless.
He can't get away.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
How many did
time
he
is
get?
up.
How many did he get?
Oh,
How many did he get?
Hugs, Noah. You want to talk to the guys and tell them about your failure?
He only got 3? I mean, if it was baseball, I guess he's batting 300.
Is Noah getting on the phone or what?
People are afraid of me here
Or is
at
he
Walmart.
still looking for hugs?
Okay, Noah, who'd you hug? Were they hot chicks?
I hugged 2 employees and a couple customers, but everyone else ran away from me.
Yeah,
So
I
you
would
had
too.
4. You had 4 total.
4, yes.
Oh, there
I
you
had
go.
a group
Ted Williams.
of 3, so...
All right, are you spreading the holiday cheer?
Oh, I'm running around dancing,
Okay, good. That's all we want. We're going to check in with you in just a little bit. We'll get to the next stunt and the big finale when you go bearing gifts.
You got it.
All right, buddy. So AJ, put him on hold, and we'll get back to him right now. We're going to hit some spots, and we'll come back with Ross Mahoney from 103.1 The Buzz.
Sounds good.
A guy, let's call him me, is f***ing the left eye of a pumpkin, okay? If that pumpkin didn't want it, why was it smiling at me? Jaeger.
It's like the walk of shame for your ears. Spano's Big Radio Show.
Well, Noah the Elf is out at Walmart with Scotty C, right? And he's dressed up as Buddy the Elf from the Will Ferrell movie. He's got to do stunts. We have a dreidel with 4 sides.
Yes.
So that's 4 stunts. He just did his first one, and he failed miserably.
4 out of 10. He needed to get 10 hugs in 60 seconds, and he got 4.
Now, when I came in, you guys showed me a picture of him. He's kind of burly looking, and he looks like he may have, he may stink a little bit.
Ross Mahoney joining us the entire show here today. We've asked him a couple questions. Now, Ross, let's get into the Buzz Bake Sale, which really became an institution down here in South Florida for rock radio fans. How did the Bake Sale come about? The name, the concept?
The original program director of the Buzz was a woman named Amy Doyle, who's now the vice president of programming for MTV. Her and John O'Connell signed on the Buzz back in 1995, and they wanted to put together a huge show. And it started off for 13 bands, $13. It was a baker's dozen, so they ended up calling it the Buzz Bake Sale. And the first year had bands like Local H was one of them, Soul Coughing. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, the Butthole Surfers, Evan Dando from the Lemonheads, and a bunch of no-names, too, that you probably wouldn't recognize. There was a band called Velocity Girl. They played their very, very last show at the Buzz Bake Sale in 1996.
Do you have a favorite Buzz Bake Sale performance, maybe, that you caught from a band or two that stick out in your mind?
I have my favorites, definitely. Just throughout the years, I've been lucky enough to go to all 16 Buzz Bake Sales.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, you're wearing your Buzz Bake Sale shirt.
Yeah, I was a part of the team in 2008.
Right. That's right. I remember you hung out with me most of the day that day and got to bring on some bands, and that was it.
I did.
I think 2008 definitely has one of my best memories. Skindred on the side stage, probably my favorite memory of all Buzz Bake Sales. The way they got the crowd to move was just insane.
Those guys are fun to see live.
They are definitely.
Skindred is awesome.
Probably one of the best live bands that you will ever see. Kid Rock headlining the Bake Sale was pretty big in 1999. In 2000, we had the Foo Fighters, and our morning show host at the time, Mark Summers, actually got to play My Hero with the Foo Fighters.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool moment. At first, Dave Grohl did not want to let him on stage to play. Mm-hmm. That was right when the PS2 came out, and Dave Grohl said, I'll only do it if you can get me a PS2. Well, Mark had already gotten one, so he's like, I will deliver the PS2 to your hotel room tomorrow morning if you let me on stage tonight. So he did. It was like the second or third song in the set, and he came out and he got to play My Hero. It was a really cool moment.
Awesome story. Ross Mahoney here joining us of 103.1 The Buzz. Let's tell the fans that are listening now where you're going, because this is sort of like a farewell for you for South Florida listeners.
Yeah, this is my radio farewell to South Florida. I actually accepted a job as the music director and afternoon DJ at a radio station in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's called Modern Rock 98.7. Call letters are WRMR.
Excellent.
So,
congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's been a long year since the Buzz has been off the air,
And a lot of people not in the business don't really know, but it's not easy to stay in the business, especially when the station flips and you're sort of, outplanted from that genre.
Absolutely. Well, it's one of those things where, I went to broadcasting school, and they always tell you're probably going to work at a radio station that you don't necessarily like the music, and, a job, you should be lucky to have a job. I was lucky enough for 16 years to work at my dream radio station, and when they pulled the plug last December, unfortunately, it's been a long year. I've done some side work for CBS Radio. I helped them run a radio station for a little while. That was just, not my type of music, but it was a job, and I went in every day and helped them out. But to be able to get a job doing what I love and being in the type of music that I love, it's really rewarding, and I feel very blessed and lucky to have that.
Now, I'm sure you've worked with a lot of DJs, through the years at the Buzz. Do you have a few that maybe you're close to, your favorites that you really enjoyed being peers with at the Buzz?
I don't have any issues with it. I mean, I enjoy
Who'd
everyone.
you hate? Was there somebody who just couldn't? No, I'm just kidding.
There's really that's the funny thing is like I'm like, man, it'd be great if I had some dirt on. I mean, I have dirt on people, but not where like I don't.
That's next week's show.
Yeah, I genuinely don't dislike anyone that I've ever worked with at the Buzz. It's funny because the Buzz has been off for almost a full year now. Well, actually, it has been a full year, and Loper and Randy, who are our morning show, they got hired pretty much right away. And they're in Columbus, Ohio, working at a rock station. And then it's been a long year for all the other full-time DJs that were at the Buzz. And then all of a sudden, I got hired at the station in North Carolina. Trey got hired at Sirius XM in New York, so he's doing production for the big satellite company. And Jason Davis got a job doing what he loves to do also. He's very much involved in designing websites and stuff, so he became a part of the web team for Channel 5 WPTV in West Palm Beach.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So if you want to, give Ross a shout out before he leaves town on the show, it's 1-888-565-1470 to get in. And do we still have Scotty C and Noah the Elf? All right, let's go back to him.
Yeah, we're still here at Walmart. What's going on?
All right, buddy, we're going for round 2 here. You ready?
All right, Noah's ready. Bring it.
All right, let's do this. Spin the dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
The dreidel is spinning.
And 4.
Number 4. Oh, this is the difficult one.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4. Basically, you're going to tell Noah the Elf he's got to go up to the wall right outside as if he's standing in timeout.
Okay.
You're going to hand him. You're going to hand him the phone, and he's going to start out just by standing there saying, "I was a bad elf. I was a bad elf." And then when he's got the phone up to his ear, Spano and I are going to start feeding him lines.
Okay. All right. Ready? Noah, you're ready for this? All right, what we're going to do, you're being scolded more or less. You're going to go over to the wall here, and you're going to throw a fit more or less. Pound your hands and fists against the wall and just repeat over and over again that you were a bad elf. Just say, "I was a bad elf. I was a bad elf."
He doesn't have to get violent. He doesn't have to get violent.
Don't hurt yourself. None of that. But you're gonna speak to Spano and the Goat and Ross Mahoney during the whole episode. So
all right, give him the phone. Here we go.
I'm switching the video. See you guys in a bit.
All right, Scotty. Thank you, Hanukkah Scotty, field correspondent.
Yo. We're ready to start this.
All right, Noah the Elf.
Start it.
Are you ready? Go.
I'm ready. Oh, I'm a terrible elf. Oh, I'm a bad elf. I'm such a bad, angry elf.
Be sad. Be more sad.
I'm terrible.
You're very sad about it.
I'm so terrible. I am the worst elf ever.
Can you fake cry?
Elf? Oh God! People are looking at me like I'm crazy. Oh no, there's people taking pictures.
That's why I keep saying it.
I'm a terrible elf. Oh no!
You think we can get somebody to spank him?
Terrible elf. Oh God! Oh God!
I should be spanked. Oh, I should be spanked so hard.
Oh, I should be spanked so hard for being such a bad elf.
I hope Santa brings me a paddle this year.
I hope Santa brings me a paddle this year for being such a terrible elf.
Noah, stick your butt out a little bit so someone can spank you.
You're going to try to get me arrested now.
That's okay.
Is anybody even remotely paying attention to you?
Maybe you'll find bail money in your stocking this year.
I'm getting condoled. Come here. No, you gotta hug the elf. See, look.
He's getting
made feel better.
They feel bad?
Yes.
You got consoled?
You got it?
Yes.
Nice. Sounded like a woman.
Oh, they ran away now.
What'd she look like, Noah?
She's kind of cute, except for her boyfriend was giving me dirty looks.
All right, Noah, great job. You're 1 for 2 today. We're going to put you back on hold, and we'll check in with you in a little bit. All right, Ross Mahoney is here for the whole show, and I believe we're coming up upon the GOAT list.
Yes, it is.
It's my favorite part of the show.
The GOAT list.
Yeah, bring it on. I am a winner.
It's amazing how much a microphone can make someone have an opinion.
God, you are so dumb.
All right, so we are in the holiday season. So this week and probably next week, they got to be around Christmas, the holidays. Originally, I was going to do the greatest Santas of all time, but I switched.
That would be interesting.
There really wasn't enough, to really expand it.
Right,
that's half the fun is when I have a list and I end up with 35 names and you got to cut it down to 5.
Like when you did the greatest mustache of all time, that was great.
See? There's a lot more mustaches than you would even think
It wasn't great because you didn't even include Magnum P.I.
That's what made it great.
Hulk Hogan was in it.
I lost it. I was ready to
See, I figured that right there, putting Hulk Hogan in it, that was it. Like, you'd forget everybody else that was on the list.
My eyes lit up, didn't they?
No, I was a little concerned that you might have soiled yourself.
I was a true full-fledged Hulkamaniac back in the day.
So instead of doing just Santas, I went with greatest Christmas characters of all time, and I believe they actually all came from movies. I didn't pick any from like a TV special or anything like that. Because usually a TV special, it's like Charlie Brown's Christmas special. It's already characters that have already been, really created.
And now that Ross Mahoney is here with us, he can debate as well, right?
Oh yes, of course.
Good. So
okay.
Join right in.
I love the banter. All right, number 5.
We have spent $40 million on a live TV show. You guys have got an ad with America's favorite old fart reading a book in front of a fireplace. Now, I have to kill all of you.
Do you know who that is?
Is that Scrooge?
Scrooged, yes.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
Frank Cross, played by Bill Murray in Scrooged.
Great movie.
One of the best, that's just a phenomenal take on a classic story.
Absolutely.
Is that's the one with all the ghosts come and revisit them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tremendous
That's a
movie.
Great one. The SS Minnow, James. The SS Minnow.
Yeah, I don't remember word for word, but it's still a good movie.
There's other people out there that got that reference. So, can you debate that one at all?
No, I like it. I like that.
I like it on the list.
All right, number 4.
Well, don't go putting none of that stuff on my sled, Clark. You know that metal plate in my head?
How can I forget?
I had to have it replaced because every time Catherine revved up the microwave, I'd piss my pants and forget who I was for a half hour or so.
Okay, and I got to throw this in there. Can you argue that that's not one of the best Christmas movies ever done?
I would say number 1. For me.
Ross, what do you think?
I definitely the Christmas Vacation.
I was thinking it's got to be at least in the top 5. It's my number 1 personally.
That's mine. I watch it every year. Come the holidays.
Can quote
Absolutely.
it line by line. Love that movie. Cousin Eddie, by the way, coming in at number 4 is the greatest Christmas characters of all time.
My favorite line of that movie is when he goes, "This here is an RV, but don't go falling in love with it because we're taking it with us when we leave next month."
Yeah,
and he makes Clark choke.
Clark chokes on the eggnog. Yeah, that's great. Cousin Eddie would be my number 1, man.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, he's number 4 on my list.
Okay.
Number 3.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town. Santa! Oh, my God! Santa here? I know him.
Number 3. Did you figure out who it was after a while there? That is Buddy the Elf. A movie that amazed me, actually. I thought it was going to be really stupid. Fantastic Christmas movie.
It amazed you? I mean, really?
I really
that's
thought,
the word you're going to use? Amazed?
It amazed me because I thought it was going to be dumb. When I saw the trailers for it and everything else, I thought it was Will Ferrell. He's going to go be quirky, stupid Will Ferrell, and it's not going to be a good movie. It's legitimately a good movie, both Christmas and just comedy.
Probably really launched Will Ferrell as a leading man because, I mean, he had done, stupid movies like Night at the Roxbury or whatever that, kind of flopped. It was based on characters that he had done on SNL, but this was really his first, leading role.
Good point.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
That's good.
I thought it turned out incredibly well. And when he gets hit by the car in that movie, that's one of those scenes. You know how you always have typical scenes where maybe you'll rewind a couple of times,
right,
just to watch it over and over again. That one, I will watch that over and over because it's that funny. Him getting hit by the car.
And Noah the Beard is dressed up as Buddy the Elf tonight.
Very
You will
true.
see the video soon.
All right, number 2.
Okay, you don't drink, which is smart on your part. But being sober can put you at a disadvantage when it comes to violence. Me, I can't box worth a shit, see? But I'm good in a fight because I can't feel anything. You're going to feel everything.
Number 2, do you know who that was?
Yeah, that's Bad Santa.
That was Billy Bob Thornton as Santa.
Wasn't he talking to a kid there?
Yeah, he's teaching the chunky little kid how to box.
I never saw that movie.
He's boxing a little midget. Oh, it is classic. It is. He does an outstanding job, and it's got Bernie Mac, who's really funny in it. John Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, both of them, R.I.P. actually. But John Ritter does. I think it was his last movie actually, and he does so good in that movie.
It's a good movie. I would put Christmas Vacation ahead of it, and I would put definitely Buddy the Elf ahead of it. Even Scrooged.
Billy Bob Thornton just plays the best, a-hole.
Yeah, pretty
He
much.
really does.
And that's what he is. He's a drunk a-hole this whole movie who likes fat chicks too.
That's funny.
That's what I say about Goat.
Oh, really? I'll be sure to tell the girlfriend that.
All
right, number 1.
Oh, Mr. Shirley, we got your Christmas card the other day, and my family and I are very flattered that you remembered us.
Don't forget that report, Bill.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Number one.
Yes.
Greatest Christmas character of all time, Clark Griswold.
Absolutely.
I might have stretched it a little bit, but I mean that's it's one of the best movies, and his role in that is just fantastic. When he loses it at the end, one of the best scenes.
Definitely good.
Entire
Although
movie.
he's been reduced to doing Old Navy commercials now, but
They bring back a lot of the cast too. They got Beverly D'Angelo back. They got
The kids?
Juliette Lewis. The kid that played the European Rusty.
yeah, Rusty the European tour.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was pretty amazed
That's a
with
pretty
that.
good list. I don't agree with the order, per se, but I think the five you have in there are good.
Well, and what's interesting too is I do have honorable mentions, which are some of the ones that I left out because there were a few others that probably could have easily been in the top five. They just didn't make it. But then I also kind of just started throwing in clips from Christmas Vacation. So it's kind of honorable mention, but it's also just, funny stuff from Christmas Vacation.
Let's
Got it ready, AJ?
You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk.
Hey, Griswold, where do you think you're going to put a tree that big? Bend over and I'll show you.
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Oh, Aunt Bethany. You shouldn't have done that.
Oh, dear. Did I break wind?
It's that time. Christmas time is here.
What's wrong with the dog?
Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Here's that sleigh. Santa's on his way. Just get ready for Christmas vacation.
Oh, he's just yakking on a bone.
We got it.
Go to the coast. We get together, have a few laughs.
Ralphie, what would you like for Christmas?
Horrified, I heard myself blurt it out.
I want an official Red Ryder Carbon Action 200 range ball arrow. Ooh, no. Shoot your eye out.
What are you doing, Marv?
Mary, don't move.
Mom? Marv, what are you doing? Come on. Did I get him? Did I get him? Where is it? Where is it?
Never mind, did you get him? How do you like it, huh? You jerk!
You pick up on who that last one was there?
Nope.
That is the Wet Bandits from Home Alone.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
Joe
When
Pesci.
when he puts the spider on, it's Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern.
Mm-hmm.
And when he drops the spider on his face, and just a blood-curdling scream.
All right, that was the GOAT list. Christmas carolers. Let's get a recap.
All right, so we had number 5 was Bill Murray playing Frank Cross in Scrooged. Number 4 was Cousin Eddie. Number 3, Elf, or Buddy the Elf from Elf. Number 2 was Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa. Number 1 was Clark Griswold. And do you want what was in the honorable mentions as well?
Was Ralphie in there?
Yes.
Okay, Ralphie.
Ralphie was in there. It was him talking about what he wanted.
Oh, Christmas Story.
Yeah.
That's got to be in the top 5.
It was honorable mention.
And the dad?
Pumpuses!
Yeah. That's classic.
Fragile.
It must be Italian. The Grinch was in there. The Wet Bandits were in there. One that didn't, but it probably should be mentioned for honorable mention is Jack Skellington from A Nightmare Before Christmas, and John McClane from Die Hard was in there as well.
Very interesting. That's a Christmas movie?
It takes place during Christmas. That counts.
Okay. Are you going to put some pictures up on our Facebook?
Sure.
All right, cool. We're going to go into a new track. Brand new band right now. The lead singer from Theory of Disorder just formed this band. They're out of Clewiston, Florida. They're called Your Design. Hot off the press. This is called Better Life right here on Spano's Big Radio Show. All right, welcome back to Spano's Big Radio Show. We just covered the GOAT list of the greatest Christmas characters of all time. Ross Mahoney from 103.1 The Buzz has joined us for the entire show, and Ross has a Christmas-related sort of story for us.
It's not very Christmas-related, but the girl that played Audrey in Christmas Vacation, who is Juliette Lewis, very famous actress. She's been in a bunch of movies.
Absolutely.
I've had my tongue in her mouth.
Wow!
Well played, sir.
Wow.
It was totally by accident.
By what?
Wait,
It was
by
totally by
accident?
accident.
How does that happen by accident?
Well, actually, she had her tongue in my mouth. It was one of those things.
You're not going to tell us how that
Yeah,
came
okay,
to
all
be?
right.
You got to give us a little bit of the story here.
She has a band called The Licks.
Juliette and the Licks.
And the Licks. And they came to the Buzz a couple years ago. And they did a lounge for listeners. And, you know, she was in there just playing. I was actually on the air at the time. I didn't get to see her perform. But she came into the studio to do an interview. And when the interview was over, you know, she was very nice, and I went up to go say, you know, thank you for the interview, and I kind of like did the handshake and lean in for like the kiss on the cheek type of thing.
And she went for it.
And she open mouth kissed me.
Wow!
And I looked at my buddy Jeremy Steve Clark, and I went, did that just happen? And he said, yes, and you just made out with Brad Pitt by proxy.
That is spectacular.
Did she smell like vodka?
No, she was definitely like, you know, living off the tour bus, like, she was not...
Because she came
looking
in.
her best.
You said this was what, a couple of years ago?
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Because she came into 93 Rock probably on the same tour.
Probably.
And we had her in for an acoustic
And
set
you
as
tongued
well.
her, so you tongued Ross.
No, I did not actually tongue Juliette Lewis. But when she came in, we did an interview with her. She played a song, and she was.
Yeah, she was a little crazy
Loopy.
that day. Yeah, she was a little loopy. And somebody told me that in the performance right before, she had hawked the biggest loogie. So I'm like, oh, whatever, you know, it's Juliette Lewis.
So,
that's my story.
Let me say this: Zach Wilde can come into a station, you know, loaded to the moon.
Oh, he was
but
wasted when he
Juliette
would come in, man.
Lewis comes in, and it's a big problem.
Yeah,
I didn't
she's
say
a
it was
movie
a
star.
problem.
Okay.
He would he would drink beer while he was doing his set.
He's got no shame. Another question I had for Ross, because we're asking about your career
Sure.
at the Buzz. You were there 16 years. You ever bang an intern?
Intern, no.
Promotions assistant?
Promotions assistant, yes. Sales chick, yes.
Oh, all right. You're running the gamut.
And now that it's all out in the open, why not?
All right, cool. No, there was some talk this year about Buzz Bake Sale because the Buzz flipped and was no longer in existence, but there were still, I guess, was it CBS at the time, was still going to put on a Buzz Bake Sale?
Well, CBS Radio flipped the Buzz on December 5th of 2011, which was 2 days after Buzz Bake Sale 16, and left a lot of listeners going, you know, we didn't know this was the end. You know, the people working for the Buzz didn't know that was the end. And there was a lot of talk about whether or not they were going to do it, because traditionally the bake sale was a big moneymaker, and everybody looked forward to it every year. So I think it was in June when CBS Radio sold out to Palm Beach Broadcasting. And, you know, they approached John Connell about doing a Buzz Bake Sale. And, you know, unfortunately, in years past, we didn't have a big production company to put on the bake sale. It was usually John O'Connell and I that booked the bands, and Live Nation, you know, they would handle all the production end of it here in South Florida. Well, John was skeptical about doing a Buzz Bake Sale because we didn't have a radio station to, you know, promote it, so
Right.
it's very difficult. Live Nation then approached Palm Beach Broadcasting about licensing the name and then booking the show. And they asked John and I if we would help, and we did, and we, you know, put together a list of bands of, you know, that we know that draw really well and that people really wanted to see, and, you know, just we put together a lineup that we thought would have been an amazing Buzz Bake Sale. And then, you know, after, you know, coming back to us a couple times, they told us about who was available and, you know, who they thought they could piggyback off of other shows in Jacksonville and Tampa who would be around at that time. And it looked like it was going to happen, but the plan was to be on sale by the end of September. Now, Buzz Bake Sale traditionally went on sale the second week of October, but, you know, without having a radio station to promote it, they wanted to get it on sale pretty early this year to sell tickets. And it just, I guess they were having some issues with a headliner and couldn't lock one down, and it came the second or third week of October, and I guess Live Nation just decided, you know what, I don't know if we can recoup our costs at this point by putting on a show, so they pulled the plug on the show.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
And all the Buzz listeners, or former Buzz listeners, took to Facebook and said it was your fault?
Well, you know, yeah, well, I mean, you know, what happened was Live Nation asked us to promote it, so we, you know, took it upon ourselves, some of the former Buzz jocks, to say, hey, you know what, this is going to happen. Buzz Bake Sale will happen, and we will be out there, and we'll get to say a proper goodbye to everybody. And then when it didn't happen, yeah, they kind of, there's a lot of backlash towards us, even though we had nothing to do with it. But, for the most part, people are pretty understanding. They just want an explanation. And really, it was, it's, once again, it's a business. And if you're not going to be able to sell tickets and recoup your costs, it's stupid to put on a show.
Okay. Ross Mahoney is here from 103.1 The Buzz fame, and we have a couple more minutes, so we'll get back to you. We have Scotty Sia and Noah the Elf out live at Walmart, and we have Scotty C's Hanukkah dreidel here, which Ross is spinning. We have stunts that match each number on the side of the dreidel. He completed one and he failed one.
True.
And we're going to do a third one now, and then do we have him on the phone?
Yeah, we're here. What's up?
All right, buddy. We're going to spin it one last time before we give out those presents, because he's got some presents to bear.
All right.
All right. Well, let's do it. We thought you guys forgot about it, so come on now.
Oh,
there we go.
Number one, he's got to sing the Rudolph song that Spano wrote.
Oh, he's got to get somebody, and he's got to sing it in proper tone for Christmas.
Yeah, to the actual beat of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
All right. So we're going to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it's got some special lyrics. And we're actually in the Christmas section of Walmart right now.
Yeah, buddy.
Very nice.
Very festive. I'm going to hand over the phone and the lyrics, so 1 second, and we'll be...
Is there somebody there he's going to sing it to?
Oh, there's a lot of people here, so he's going to sing it for the crowd, I think. It's going to be...
Okay.
Make sure he can project well.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go for it.
Start singing.
Oh, hold on. I got to get the lyrics already.
You got to sing it in tune, Noah.
In tune? I don't know. I'm a bass player. I'm not a singer.
No, not in tune. You just have to sing it to the same rhythm. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
All right, you ready? This is as good a spot as any, huh?
Yep, go for it.
All right. Rudolph the blue-balled reindeer had a very shiny pair, and if you ever saw them, you would even get a scare. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph, so they never strip again. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your ball so bright, won't you slay my hottest elf chick tonight? Yes, I got a compliment. Then all the reindeer loved him. They all shouted out with glee, thanks for letting us watch. That doesn't rhyme at all. Whoever wrote these is terrible.
Hey, stick to the lyrics.
Blue-ball reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Yeah, very nice.
Right, you guys thought you could embarrass the beard, but you got to one up a little bit next time.
Hey, you have some presents to bear in a few minutes, buddy. I would bite your tongue.
The night's not over, bud.
Oh man, how do you think that went?
I think it went okay. He needs to learn. He's got to stick to script, man. You got lyrics. You got to read the lyrics.
And he stopped to say that he got a compliment. He's like, oh yeah, I got a compliment.
Okay, Ross Mahoney is here from 103.1 The Buzz. 16 years at The Buzz. And you started out as overnights, and you worked your way up to actually, one of the big bosses of the station, running the station and booking and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. Tell me what experience you took from that.
Well, it was, I was fortunate enough to stick around and see how things were done. And, I basically just credit my boss, John O'Connell, as being my mentor and taught me a lot of, how to deal with record people and basically how to schedule music the proper way and to understand flow and to make it to where, people don't think about things like that, but you don't.
Like the continuity of the songs.
Right, the continuity of songs. You don't want to clump up, similar artists together. You want to kind of give people a variety of what your radio station's about, and every 15 minutes should be a good example of what your radio station spans through. And it should be a good healthy dose of the 90s grunge that basically the format was based on. Some of the newest, hottest alternative rock out there, and of course, some favorites of people too.
Okay, cool. Do you take credit for breaking any bands? Because you had a lot in that process of playing new music and new bands and stuff. Do you take credit for breaking any bands down here in South Florida?
I don't like to take credit. It is rewarding, though, when you see a band do well that you believed in, that maybe, we'd have music meetings every week, and maybe there was a meeting where somebody didn't believe in a song, and I would believe in it, and I would say, I think that song's going to be a big hit, and then all of a sudden, the band comes down, they sell out a show. A good example of that was AWOL Nation. I saw that band in Austin at the South by Southwest Music Festival, and we had already booked a show at a new club in South Florida that people really didn't hear of, and we were about maybe 60 spins into the song Sail, and I just kept going on the radio raving about this band, saying how great they were. And we had about 350 people show up that night and won over a lot of people. So that's rewarding. And then, you know, that song has actually gone platinum, and the band's been touring for 3 years now off that record, their debut record, Megalithic Symphony.
Well, it sounds to me like you can take credit for it. I mean, South Florida is one of the top markets in radio, rock radio, and that was your decision in part.
I'm far too humble to take credit, but I do like, you know, it's nice to get acknowledged for something like that.
We'll give you credit.
Thank you.
Here on our little show.
I mean, you know, bands like Nonpoint too. You know, the Buzz was instrumental in breaking that band. So, you know, being a part of the Buzz, of course, you know, they're South Florida heroes now.
Absolutely.
I remember hearing them when I was in Portland, Oregon, over 10 years ago when their first album came out.
Yeah, I mean, Zeta and the Buzz pretty much were responsible for breaking that band.
When I first started working at Zeta, we started playing What a Day. I remember that. So, no, absolutely. And you know, I've been around South Florida rock radio for a few years and worked at a few stations.
You've worked at every South Florida rock radio station.
But none of them exist anymore. So did it even happen? I don't know.
Come on, man. You're a legend, too. You're a legend.
Are you considered the rock station killer?
Yeah, he's the Death Star.
I'm just saying.
I mean, he worked for Zeta.
Watch out, WWNN listeners.
93 Rock and the Buzz.
And Rock 104, who's no longer around.
Right, Rock 104 in Gainesville.
Oh, Lord.
So I will not be offering you a job in North Carolina.
Well, you know. No. What I'm going to say is, you know, Ross at the Buzz was extremely gracious. He brought me into the Buzz family twice, not once, but twice. And I had each time was an experience, you know, working there with you and the guys at the Buzz, and I appreciate that. I wanted to give you this opportunity to be on air in South Florida. You can, you know, it's on iHeartRadio too, to speak to the Buzz listeners. So I'm going to give you a few minutes now. Say whatever you want to say. You can, you know, however you want to put it. You know, you could say your farewell to your listeners, but I want to give you this platform right now because you absolutely deserve it.
Well, you know, I just wanted to say thank you, first of all, for bringing me in here tonight and making me a part of your show. And, you know, I've listened to it on iHeartRadio, and I've watched the stream of it before. So, I'm a fan of yours, and, you know, you and I, we've crossed paths quite a few times throughout our 10 years at the rock radio stations here in South Florida. I just wanted to say to the Buzz listeners, thank you so much, whether it was, you know, the 16 years I had at the Buzz or the 9 years of hosting the Uncensored Party at Island Jackson, West Palm. Thank you so much for coming out and just being nice and taking my word for it if I believe in a band and you know, talking about good music. Honestly, everybody I worked with the Buzz, you were a part of it. It was a huge family. And I don't think it ever got to the point where people didn't ever look at it like it was a lifestyle for the people that worked there. So thank you so much to all the listeners. And yeah, I mean, look me up on Facebook, and I'll stay in touch and come to South Florida quite a bit. You know,
I'm sure your new station streams online. We can catch you down here.
It does actually. It's on the TuneIn app.
All right, cool. Well,
so they say there is no rock radio in South Florida. There is.
There is. You just gotta find it.
Yeah, you gotta.
There is. We'll promote it. We'll put the links on our site so we can keep you in touch with all the listeners down here.
And thank you guys for keeping local rock alive. I mean, you were a big part of Buzz Jr. for years, you know, and a lot of local bands got their start there on Buzz Jr. And I know you're gonna be playing a band here very soon that's been blowing up, and you started them on Buzz Jr. actually.
Oh, really? Excellent. No, they're good, and we are going to get to them in a minute.
You didn't know.
I didn't know that I was the one that wrote them on there, but that's okay. I'll take credit because I have no problem with it.
Yeah, no, I know you don't have any problem gloating.
All right, thank you, Ross. Thank you for coming in today. It was special to have you here, and I appreciate you taking the time to do it.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, we're going to go back to Scotty C and Noah the Elf because Noah is going to be bearing gifts. Noah, it is time to spread the holiday spirit and bear your gifts.
That's right. I got my gifts in hand. We're going to go find some people. Anyone in particular you'd like to give me these gifts?
Yes.
We're not there. We can't see.
Females over 18. Listen to me.
Emphasis on over 18.
And they have to open it right there with you. And you got to be quick. We only have a few minutes.
I know. I still got to get to work after this.
So stop talking about it and get going.
Hopefully I have time to chill. I got to find people to give presents to, don't I?
It's Walmart.
How is there not anybody
Christmas
there?
is 10 days away. You can't find anybody?
Dude, Merry Christmas.
Tell her to open it right now.
Right now. You got to open it right in front of me. I'm scared too. Open it.
Is she hot?
Nice.
Well,
no problem.
What was it? What was it?
What did she get? What did she get?
She got the Vagisil. Merry Christmas.
The Vagisil wipes.
Right now, right here, right now.
Oh, he's doing another one already?
I'll hold this for you. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, I thought he was asking the first one to use it.
It's nice and heavy.
Oh, no, I know what this one is.
Oh, my God, you're going to get me slapped. There you go. Merry Christmas.
What was it? What was it?
It was the Massengill douche. Now the alarms are going off.
Alarms are going off?
Yes, in Walmart.
Vagisil wipes.
Come on, you got two more.
And Massengill.
And then get the hell out of there.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. I got security looking at me and stuff.
So give one to a security guard.
That's not a bad idea.
You're just spreading Christmas cheer.
When I gave her the douche, she got really, really offended and kind of threw it back at me and walked away.
All right, come on. Two more. Let's go.
Well, we're going, dude. We're going. Have you ever been to Walmart? It's huge.
Yeah, and it's usually flooded with people.
It's flooded with people, but most of them are with boyfriends, and they're a lot bigger than I am.
No, that's perfect.
That is awesome. Do it.
The next one you have to give to
the boyfriend.
Right
give the next package to the boyfriend.
Nobody's going to hurt an elf.
Oh, cops.
Give one to the cop.
Give one to the cop.
I'm not giving one to the cop.
Why not?
Noah,
it's a present. Cops love presents.
Give one to the cop.
It's not contraband.
No, it was actually a chick, and she drove by me giving me dirty looks.
Even better.
No, it's not totally not. I'm not going to jail because you guys won't bail me out. You'll make another bid out of it.
I already told you that you're going to get bail money in your stocking this year.
All right, come on, man. We're running out of time here.
There's too many people with families here.
Oh, good Lord.
You're safe. You're safe with these two. Let's go.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. I know. If I go back inside, I'm going to get arrested. All right.
That's fine.
Everyone's got little kids.
It's no skin off our back.
There's no one out here. And if I go back inside, I'm going to get arrested.
The show is coming to a screeching halt.
Thanks, Noah.
Thanks, Noah.
I got someone coming out. So she got a big husband with her.
So what?
Awesome.
Give it to the husband.
Come on, you're supposed to be
Seriously,
jolly.
Give it to the husband.
They're giving me dirty looks. Hey, here we go.
Be jolly.
It's because you're not giving them a present.
They took it?
She just took it and ran away and gave me a dirty look. She wouldn't even open it. Here, I got one more.
So just yell, "Open it, bitch!" and run away.
No, give me your presents. I got one more. I got an old lady walking out.
Oh, yeah.
Be jolly.
I'm trying to be jolly.
Don't be scary. Be jolly.
The cops are coming.
That's okay.
Merry Christmas. You gotta open it, though.
She opening it?
Yay!
What was it?
Oh, it was tampons.
To an old lady who probably doesn't need them anymore.
Well, the gift that was ran away with was Astroglide. So you could have gave that to the security officer.
Or the husband.
I gave that one to the hottest girl I saw. She just took it and ran away from me.
All right, way to kill the bit. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Way to kill the show.
Noah, thank you very much. Noah the elf.
We're and Scotty C, thank you.
And Hanukkah Scotty C out there. I don't know what to say.
I think it's time to close this beast.
The band that I broke on Buzz Jr. on 103.1 The Buzz from West Palm Beach.
Wait, you're supposed to puff your chest out when you say that. The band that I broke!
No, that's okay.
On Buzz Jr.
And they actually played Archie's last week.
Right.
Unbelievable show every single time they put it on. This is their latest track, Do It Again, Dharmata, on Spano's Big Radio Show. Dharmata, Do It Again, Spano's Big Radio Show. I'd like to thank Ross Mahoney from 103.1 The Buzz for coming out.
Thank you, guys.
I want to thank you for everything you've done for South Florida radio.
Thank you.
And at the Buzz.
I don't feel like I did that much, but thank you. Thank you so much, Goat. I appreciate it.
He doesn't take credit for anything, does
I don't take credit. But, listen, the pleasure was mine.
All right. We're going to check out Ross on WRMR in North Carolina. Find it online.
TuneIn app.
TuneIn app.
Right.
And that's in January.
Yeah, it streams. I think I start January 2nd. I'll be doing afternoons.
All right. Good luck, Ross.
Thanks.
All right. Archie's tonight. See ya.
We would like to thank you for choosing Spano's Big Radio Show. We wish we could apologize for any unnecessary harm or influence on your psyche, but you were warned. However, should you feel so compelled, you may contact them at spanosbigradioshow.com or find them on Facebook. See you next week.
What is that? Someone made a tape of something dying or something.
Hey, turn that crap off! What's going on?
I want this music out of my head.
Hey, turn that off! Turn that off right now!